When we think of sitcom stars, we imagine laughter, light-hearted stories, and actors who become part of our living rooms night after night. They amuse us, make us laugh, and frequently exemplify the concept of comfort television. However, some of these superstars had to make a decision behind the camera that was much more serious than any screenplay could depict. Whether to follow their faith, even if it meant giving up everything Hollywood had to offer, or to chase fame at all costs. Openly following Jesus is not a simple decision in a field where success is frequently rewarded with compromise, image, and influence. It may include losing well-paying gigs, coming under fire, or perhaps removing oneself from the limelight completely. However, that decision turned out to be the pivotal point in the lives and careers of a few sitcom stars. Their travels involve more than simply faith. They also involve bravery, conviction, and the readiness to forego comfort in pursuit of a calling. These tales demonstrate that, in situations where the public expects a celebrity to remain silent, the bravest thing they can do is to keep their ground and refuse to sign a new contract. Let's watch. 1. From teen idol to audacious evangelist, Kirk Cameron. One of the most lucrative young stars on television in the 1980s was Kirk Cameron, who portrayed Growing Pains. He experienced a transformative conversion to Christianity during the height of his success. Cameron made his newfound faith the focal point of his career, in contrast to many others who keep their convictions to themselves. It wasn't simple. He started challenging plots on site that went against his Christian beliefs, which caused tension with producers and even some co-stars. He essentially left conventional Hollywood prospects after Growing Pains by declining parts that didn't fit with his views. Cameron instead dedicated his life to Christian film and ministry, first starring in the Left Behind television series and then in Fireproof, one of the most popular faith-based films ever made. In addition, he co-founded evangelism-focused churches and started speaking in public. He jeopardized his career and reputation by Hollywood standards. By his own standards, he achieved something more significant: the liberty to live according to his beliefs. 2. Candace Faith in the Spotlight, by Cameron Bure, Kirk's younger sister Candace Cameron Bure, who played DJ Tanner on Full House and later Fuller House, became America's love. Although she was adored by millions due to her wholesome appearance, her choice to publicly practice her Christian religion has occasionally caused her to clash with Hollywood. Despite criticism from the public, Candace never stops using her platform to discuss her beliefs. She frequently defended Christian viewpoints on contentious matters throughout her time on The View, which drew criticism but also praise from people who appreciated her candor. Her professional decisions demonstrate her dedication. She left Hallmark, where she was a major star, to work for a new network that prioritized family-friendly and faith-based storytelling, which was more in line with her beliefs. She made the bold decision to abandon a well-known platform for an unproven network, even though it was dangerous. Bure has inspired innumerable supporters and drawn criticism for prioritizing faith over social approval. She demonstrates that all it takes to succeed in the entertainment industry is the willingness to stick to your principles. 3. Walking away at his peak, Angus T. Jones. Angus T. Jones reached dizzying heights of stardom that few sitcom stars have ever attained. He reportedly made hundreds of thousands of dollars every episode as Jake Harper on 2.5 Men, making him one of the highest-paid child actors in television history. However, as his religion increased, Jones became more uneasy with the show's themes, despite the fame and wealth. He called the show that made him famous filth and advised fans not to watch it, which was a shocking and widely reported move. This audacious claim startled Hollywood and generated a lot of discussion. But for Jones, it was a matter of conscience. He no longer wished to be connected to anything that he believed went against his Christian principles. Jones eventually gave up acting nearly completely in favor of a more subdued, religious life. Although some viewed his departure as a waste of opportunity, others saw it as a potent illustration of prioritizing integrity before material gain. His choice is among the most obvious instances of a comedic star taking a big risk for Jesus. 4. Patricia Heaton, maintaining her Hollywood career. While upholding her faith, Patricia Heaton became well known for her roles as Frankie Heck on The Middle and Deborah Barone on Everybody Loves Raymond. She rose to prominence as one of television's most admired actresses. admired for her humorous timing and likable characters. Off-screen, however, Heaton's Christian beliefs have had a significant impact on her life and profession. Heaton made the decision to stay and publicly express her views, in contrast to those who leave Hollywood. Despite the possibility of being stigmatized or chastised in a field that frequently takes a different viewpoint, she has been open about her pro-life beliefs and other beliefs. It hasn't always been simple. Her journey has included online insults, public criticism, and even missed opportunities. Heaton, however, is unwavering and attributes her ability to stay grounded, despite her celebrity, family, and personal struggles, to her faith. She chose to live out her beliefs in the midst of Hollywood, rather than leaving it, which makes her narrative special. That choice is dangerous in and of itself, since it frequently necessitates dealing with resistance on a regular basis. Even in a field where conformity is a given, Heaton demonstrates that faith and career may coexist. 5. Jim Caviezel. Taking on the role of Jesus and paying for it. Jim Caviezel made appearances on sitcoms and television dramas in his early career, but his most well-known role was that of Jesus in The Passion of the Christ. In addition to being a milestone, Mel Gibson's decision to play Christ in the movie marked a sea change in his professional path. Although the movie was a huge hit, Caviezel lost his job in Hollywood because he was willing to openly support his beliefs. He was frequently typecast after playing Jesus, and the controversy surrounding the film reportedly prevented numerous studios from collaborating with him. Caviezel, however, remains steadfast. Since then, he has adopted an openly religious life, taking part in Christian initiatives and voicing his convictions without fear, even when doing so has put him at odds with the majority. Choosing a role that limited his Hollywood potential but permanently bound him to his faith is one of the most glaring examples of risking everything, as demonstrated by Caviezel's narrative. He discovered a greater purpose outside of fame, thus the expense was worthwhile for him. His bravery serves as a reminder that sometimes the strength of conviction, rather than the size of the stage, is the greatest calling. Conclusion. Hollywood is frequently portrayed as the land of dreams, where the ultimate reward seems to be fame, money, and praise. However, the tales of these sitcom stars serve as a reminder that sometimes the quiet choice to pursue a course that could cost everything is the real test of character, rather than the bright lights of a studio set. Candace and Kirk Cameron, Jim Caviezel, Patricia Heaton, Angus T. Jones, and Cameron Bure all had to make a decision between faith and celebrity when comfort and conviction clashed at a crossroads. Their stories are not about being flawless, but rather about having the guts to take chances with rejection, criticism, and job insecurity in pursuit of something more meaningful than achievement. Their courage to speak up is all the more remarkable in a society that frequently discourages people from speaking out about their beliefs. They demonstrate that genuine impact comes from living really, even if it means ignoring the praise, rather than from ratings or salaries. Perhaps the most important lesson of all is that even though the stage and the cameras may go away, the influence of a life lived with commitment lasts well beyond Hollywood. These famous people demonstrate to us that although following Jesus may cost you everything, it also offers you eternal purpose, which is far more valuable. Let us know in the comments what you think about the 5 sitcom celebrities who risked it all to follow Jesus. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more captivating content on our YouTube channel.